Hey there and welcome to the announcement of the Planet Zoo Eurasia Animal Pack. Today we are going to look at the announcement of a pack that will contain 8 new animals, of which they are the wonderful recent, the wild boar, the wolverine, the takin, the saiga, the sloth bear, the mute swan, and the Harmon's tortoise. Some of which we will see today, some of which we won't. And I will say that I'm recording this the 3rd time now. Not because I messed up, actually because the emotions got the better of me. More about that at the end of the video. I'm going to try to focus on what is in this wonderful DLC before we talk about what my emotions are like. But let's first of all dive in. I decided to go a bit more quicker over the trailer. You've seen it once and I want to focus on the things we haven't or we don't have as screenshots. So first of all, this is the recent, but we have a better screenshot of those. So we are going to skip over this one. The same goes for the wild boar. We do actually have a nice screenshot of this one, even though I like this this shot over here. I like this very much. This is a pretty damn good. Let's quickly stay here because this is potentially the best shot we have of it. The screenshots are not really that nicely showing it. And then we also have the wolverine, which looks super cool, and I'm not entirely sure on which animal this is based on. I was guessing it could be the the binturong, but I'm not sure because especially this this animation over here is definitely not something it shares with the wonderful binturong. But now let's look at the one animal that is not really seen too much in the screenshots. We have some screenshots, but not as close up as this frame over here. Let's go one back before we go to the takin. Sorry, the tiger. Saiga. My God, I'm messing up things here. But this is the mute swan, a zoo classic, and or should I say an environmental classic, an atmosphere animal. I don't know how to call it specifically, but one thing I must say is for Leafy Lake, that obviously is the perfect animal to get with the very, iconic orangey beak with the black elements around it and the long neck, and I don't know, just very beautifully designed. Could be my favorite design of all the animals in the pack. Then we have the saiga over here, just with a very brief shot, but this little nose wiggle over here, my God, that is so beautiful. Not sure if I missed out anything in the back or so. Not really sure if I did. It's a very weird trailer in that sense that they used a lot of pieces in game, but in a way that I haven't seen them doing before, so that is why. Here's another very nice look at the recent, by the way, and another good shot of a very Arctic environment. And yeah, that's already it. So not really that much in the trailer apart from the fact that it is going to be released the 13th of December, which you may know already by now. And let's go to the images before we have to talk about more. Now, this potentially is the brand new scenario in which you are going to build something alongside Bernie, but I will not talk about this quite now because this is part of my emotional final thoughts, okay? So keep with me if you are in for those. Now, this over here is a wonderful aerial view of the zoo you are building. You can definitely see some of the swans over here. There's another one down here. Quite a nice little habitat, to be honest. There are a couple of nice shops over here. Potentially, you can even get a glimpse of... You can't really get a glimpse of any of the new souvenir shops or whatever. What a pity. Not really sure why they have the football court over here. I saw that. I found this a very interesting way of doing it. Pretty damn neat, but I don't really know why. Then you've got a very nice shot down here of the recent as well with the little calves. And if you go further in here, you can't really tell too much anything, but it's really good. Let's look at the next picture because that one has a bit more of a new animal for us, and this is the swan. The swan, I don't know how you call it in English specifically, or perfectly fine. On the side over here, you can see one in the water, the other one standing here. The baby's been with the black feathers, which is pretty normal. You have a better look at one of those over here. And it's kind of fun that they can swim. I mean, some of these babies can't swim, this one can. And I'm not really sure if there are any color variants of it. I thought this neck could be different, but it could also just be wet, I guess. But yeah, so this is very nice. Let's continue with the next picture. This is the wild boar, and maybe you do know why I said that the other shot might be better. Not really the biggest fan of these screenshots, to be honest, and I will not judge the animal right now, but I have to see it in game to get my final verdict. From the screenshots, I'm not a big fan of this design. I mean, this is one of these animals I have seen a bajillion times in my life, and specifically with the little one in the last 2 years, I've seen wild boars so often, because like there's a wildlife reserve just 10 minutes by foot away from here, where they have a lot of these, including Wiesents, by the way, as well. And so I know them by heart, and maybe not the best and biggest fan of these. The Wiesent is better though. Again, I have to see that in game too, but like with the fur and stuff, it looks a lot better. I'm very interested in the sloth bear, which we unfortunately can't see over here. Maybe they will release a couple more screenshots that they haven't shared in early access, but if so, I'm very interested to see that one too. But we have a nice shot of the Wolverine, and yet again, I'm not entirely sure what to think of it before I see it in game, including the animations. I will say though that this photo over here specifically looks kind of good, and in the back you can see another Wolverine running around. It's definitely a way bigger than the Binturong is, but you know, just from the climbing and stuff, I thought it might change the same share the same rig, but I'm not entirely sure though. Okay, so that's been it with all the screenshots, and now I will have to read out that scenario description, and after that I'm gonna start my emotional little sign off here. Again, just as a reminder, we haven't seen a real picture of the Tarkin. We haven't seen just a full picture of the Saiga, just that little bit of a frame of it. Then we haven't seen anything of the sloth bear, unfortunately, and the Hermann's tortoise as well, even though I must say that the Hermann's tortoise is maybe not the one that gets me super excited. Yeah, now let's read out quickly the description of the scenario that is in this DLC. So, alongside these unique additions, the Eurasia Animal Pack also features a brand new campaign scenario in which players must design and build a zoo in secret to surprise Nancy with a retirement present to cherish forever. And then there's even more for that. Can you keep a secret? Meet with Bernie Goodwin again in his campaign scenario. Aid him with a secret mission to design and build a zoo as a surprise retirement gift for Nancy Jones to watch over in her twilight years. Having worked together for over 30 years, Bernie is bursting with excitement while working on this project for his oldest friend. Can Bernie keep his plans under wraps, or will Nancy catch on? My friends, I don't know how about you, but for me personally, this seems like a secret message, a hidden message from the community team to tell us that this is the end of support. And the whole pack, the roster of animals, and honestly also, as far as I can tell from the screenshot and that little bit of the trailer, the quality of the animals will support this. I may be totally wrong over here. I may be overly emotional because this game means a lot to me, and this game has brought my channel from about 10,000 subscribers to almost 90,000 subscribers in the last 4 years. It has had a lot of great events with the CMs of Frontier, and seeing them tumble and fail so much in the last couple of months is really hard to me, and I want to take this opportunity to really emphasize how positive I am towards them and what they've done with this game. I love this game so much, and I wouldn't be doing this everything over here, but I just cannot create a hype that I not fully support. You know, guys, I've seen some comments telling me yesterday that I should be hyped to make people positive towards it, or, you know, just not let the emotions get the better of me. However, in all the bigger picture of what this game is and what it could be, this update, for me personally, is the final nail in the coffin. Don't get me wrong, it is a very solid roster of animals, some of which get me even excited. I'm very interested to see the Saiga and also the Tarkin. I can imagine doing some really cool stuff for you guys with this DLC, no worries. However, I was not even secretly, I was hoping for something bigger, simply because I was hoping for a turnaround. There is evidence that this game is more or less dead. We are talking together here as the core community, which no matter what DLC it would be here, okay? So potentially there is a new person. So if there's a new person who has never been here before or hasn't been here for the last 2 or 3 updates and you are back now because of this update, let me know in chat. Just bring down in the comments an / or say here I am new or whatever to let me know that I'm wrong. But I assume that every single one of you, every soul watching this video would be here anyways, no matter what kind of DLC there would be, because we love this game. You know, this is the game we've been sharing a passion for so many years. So I was hoping for the others. I was hoping for all these people out there who have touched upon Planet Zoo in the past but were lost during the time because no significant changes or improvement have been made to the game that goes beyond the core community's wishes. We know we have this beautiful wish list on the forums, and as much as I love that people get their wishes, I have the feeling that the wish list also in itself is a problem already, because this may or may not have guided Frontier in a direction of pleasing a small amount of people, which I'm part of, but we are not who make the game big, you know? This game could be so much bigger if it would reach a wider audience, and you don't do that with a DLC like that. You don't do that with just the bare minimum of a roster of animals, which, to be fair, a lot of those are very great additions to the game, but they are existing already somewhat in the game. I'm looking at something new. I'm looking at something that brings people back to see what this great game can achieve. And I'm very sorry, but with this update, I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to finally accept that we will not see anything like that in Planet Zoo, full stop. However, going back to the video I made a week or 2 ago, where I was talking a potential Planet Zoo in a little more than a couple of years, I think I was right. At the moment of recording, I thought I was so far off, but this DLC and the recent announcements of Frontier tell me that there is inevitably a Planet Zoo already in the works. Maybe even further than we already expect, but it's going to be that way. And this will then include full aquatics and birds. I'm sure about that, but not now. And I think we have to accept that, which I did. I think this was the process from yesterday evening to now. But here we sit, just as the Wolverine sits on that wonderful branch over here. And I really hope you guys understand my reasons to give you all the reasons behind that. This is a long video, it's not going to perform super well, and I don't care, because I wanted to give you guys a reasoning to why I am the way I am, and potentially I will make a dedicated video about that, because I think it's important, and we have to understand how the game moves on. But that will also put me into position to maybe try out some new things with the channel and Planet Zoo, just you know, to lose myself, or to loosen myself a little bit from the way the game is moving on, if it's even moving on. My guess is it's not, and my guess is the next Planet news is going to be the announcement of a new Planet game. So, what about this? Yeah, what's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this DLC, what do you think about the roster. I've heard so many animals yesterday, and frankly, a lot of those are not included. So, I'm very excited to read how you find the roster of these animals. I'm very excited for the free update, because I haven't had any other news than we already had yesterday with the free update store. So, maybe there is more, but I don't know of it yet. So, I'm very excited for those news too. And, of course, I'm going to make a video about that if there's any significant news for us. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to have more updates like that, and if you always want to have the honest opinion on stuff, because this is part of it, guys. I will be hype if I'm hyped, and I will tell the truth if I don't think hype is justified from my personal view. If you guys love this roster, hey man, and just be happy about this. I will actually support every single one of you who are super happy, and I'm actually happy for every single one of you who wished for these animals. I had my DLCs where I got some favorite animals. It's totally fine. It's just not for me, and I just gave reasons for that. And I hope you guys understand that. And now I wish you guys a wonderful day, and we see each other soon again with some more content. See you then, and goodbye.